You sit down to work, and 20 minutes later you surface from your phone with no memory of deciding to pick it up. It feels like a willpower problem. Mostly it is not. It is how attention actually works, and how modern tools are built to exploit it. In the next few minutes, what focus really is, why switching tasks costs far more than it seems, the myth of multitasking, a simple structure that works, and how to make distraction harder instead of relying on willpower. Attention is not a spotlight you simply point. It is a limited resource your brain allocates, and it has a strong bias toward novelty. Anything new, a notification, a thought, a noise, pulls it because noticing change once kept us alive. Focus is holding attention on one thing while actively suppressing everything else. The suppressing is the tiring part. That is why deep work feels like effort in a way that scrolling never does. Every time you switch tasks, even for a second to check a message, you pay a switching cost. Your brain has to unload one context and load another, and that reload is not instant. Studies of interrupted work find it can take many minutes to return to full depth on the original task. So a day with dozens of small interruptions is not a full day minus a few minutes. It is a day that never reaches depth at all. The phone is the sharpest version of this. A glance is never just a glance. It is a context switch, and the cost is paid on the way back, not during the glance. You cannot consciously do two demanding things at once. What feels like multitasking is fast switching, and every switch carries that reload cost. The result is slower work and more errors, not more done. The exception is pairing one automatic task with one that needs attention, walking while talking. But two things that both need your mind will always be worse together than one after the other. The most reliable structure is simple. One task, a fixed block of time, no switching allowed inside it. 25 minutes is a common starting length, then a short break. Adjust the number to your work. Two rules make it work. First, decide the single task before the block starts, so you are not choosing while you should be doing. Second, when a distraction arises, and it will, you write it down and return rather than acting on it. The break matters as much as the block. Real rest away from the screen is what lets the next block reach depth. Throwing on your break is not a break, it is more switching. Willpower is a bad long-term plan, because suppression is exactly the thing that tires. The better move is to make distraction harder than focus, so you spend less effort resisting. Phone in another room, not just face down. Notifications off, not merely silenced. One tab, not 20. The goal is an environment where the easy path is the focus one, and reaching for distraction takes a deliberate act. I built a small app for the structure, FocusCalm. It runs the focus block and the break, keeps a quiet timer so you are not watching the clock, and stays out of the way. No ads, no subscription, no account. Buy once, keep it. The link is in the description. Pick one task, set one block, put the phone in another room, and see how much further you get. That is the whole method. Everything else is decoration.